Hi, welcome to This Week at OTI. Well, I'm delighted to report in from Deauville in the north of France, where I'm at the Icana sale. This is the last sale of the year in Europe, and we've already had a bit of success on the back of some good racetrack success in the last week back at home that Shane will tell you all about in a minute. But my job over the last week is to look at what's around here, and really I'm delighted to report we've bought a beautiful 3-year-old called Shelcar. This horse is going to be trained by Willie Mullins, and he'll be aimed to Royal Ascot and then on to the Melbourne Cup later in the year. As we know, Willie's had terrific success in Melbourne and indeed right throughout Europe with these sorts of horses, and hopefully we'll see the benefits of that sort of success as this horse campaigns through next year. In Europe generally, market's still very strong. Been the same for the last 5 or 6 years, as we know. Great for breeders, good sign for the industry generally, and obviously the quality and indeed the quantity of stock going through at good prices is most satisfactory. So been a good year for the European racing industry generally, I would think. But for me, that's enough. Back to Shane to tell you all about what's happening at home.
Well, thanks Terry. And while Terry's scouring the Northern Hemisphere for future staying talent for Australia, we might have just unearthed a couple of really talented horses back here in Australasia. Started on Wednesday with Stone Warrior at Bendigo. He won his maiden in very nice style, dominant to the end, running away from the field. He's over his throat issues, and hopefully we see the best of him as a city class horse and beyond this preparation. And at Pakenham on Saturday, Gallic Chieftain, an import who came to Australia with Grey Lion over the spring, he won for the first time for us here, and he did so again in very dominant fashion. And Craig Williams was aboard both horses, giving them each a peach of a ride. In New Zealand on Saturday, we had a double with our Redwood Colts. Night's Watch won on debut in impressive fashion. He was slow to begin and then rounded them up and ran away in the run to the line. He will go to the Derby in New Zealand, or towards the Derby New Zealand now, along with Romancer. He won a listed race for us in the Mufasa Stakes, again obviously at Ellerslie, and very, very promising horse. Both of them are horses to watch in the autumn. This week, quite a quiet week. We've only got a few runners. On Friday with Mabako at Coffs Harbour and Al Bazaar potentially at Moonee Valley, first up for Archie Alexander. Al Bazaar, as you might recall, is a half to Bondi Beach, or a full to Bondi Beach actually, and we hope to see an improved horse this time in after getting over some niggling issues. Plymouth Road is likely to run for us on Saturday. Whether that's at Flemington or at Morpheville is yet to be determined, and we'll be looking to defend our Werribee Cup on Sunday with either Ladari or Master Zephyr, or potentially both, running in that race, the race that Tall Ship won last year. Well, that's all for us this week. As you saw earlier, Chelka, Terry has bought this week for William Mullins. If you have any interest, please don't hesitate to let us know, and we'll be in touch with more next week.
Down to the closing stages, it's hands and heels for Chelka. He are going to make all. Chelka number 1 maintains an unbeaten record. Lucid Town in